Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
I promise you, this is not a political podcast.
Jump from the deep end of the pool, set up the mood. Paranoi Radio, set up the mood. Paranoi Radio, set up the mood. Paranoi Radio, set up the mood. 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 Set up the mood.
It's a rough day. It's a rough day for a lot of people. We're going to jump into this one because this is important. Testicles 1, 2. Testicles. Welcome back to Paranoi Radio podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Trebles Garcia, your humble host. And I want to thank the Lord for allowing me to be here today. And I want to thank every single one of you for allowing me to enter your space. Guys, I want to remind you that the most important thing that you could do for the show is word of mouth. Check us out at paranoiradio.com. Today, I'm not going to report and I'm not going to promote anything. Just do not forget to drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. This is a quick drop. This is fresh off the grill. Please, let's jump in from the deep end of the pool and set their freaking mood. Please give a warm welcome to, he is my deep state correspondent. He's a father, a business owner, a patriot. Flash for Flash_News1. What's up, Flash?
What's up, brother? Quick hitter quitter, man. We in there right now, bro. It's been a minute. I've been dealing with some health issues, but I'm back, feeling strong. Let's get it, man.
I'm really happy that you're here, bro. I got to see that you guys are doing well over there, that your family's good, that business is good as usual. We are heavy-ended on this side, bro. It's a very heavy topic, specifically coming out from a guy that has a thick accent like myself. And a lot of people have been sending death threats and all this stuff because of the way I look at things and the way I spoke out last time.
Wow.
You're here today, bro, to really give me a report and give all of us a little bit more of insight what's happening on a political level and also behind the scenes and what's really going on, not just Fox 11 News, CS, whatever, all the mainstream media, right? Because that's what they're doing. Right. They're just feeding the fire and making sure that Trump basically looks horrible, right?
Right. Right.
Talk about, first of all, bro, something that happened 2 weeks ago, and I kind of wanted you to drop this information before Elon and Trump. A breakup hurt everybody, bro.
So this really divided the movement in a lot of ways because there was the faction that thought this was 5D chess and that this was a movie to get the Democrats to pretty much demand the Epstein files, right? That's the reasoning for those people. And
I remember I was tripping.
Listen, I wanted to believe that. Look, of course, me of all people want to believe that, right? But I can't let my bias cloud my logic, right? So I had to look at it from a 40,000 foot view. I had to take my emotions out of it. I was like, okay, was it worth it, right? Was the cure worth the remedy? Was what they did it was only like 2 or 3 Democrats demanded for the Epstein files, right? But not only that, if you think about it, we're in control of the government. We're in control of everything, the FBI, the Senate. So we don't need the Democrats to demand anything. It'd be different if it was Joe Biden's administration. We would definitely need the Democrats to demand something, right? So that logic really didn't make sense to me. Maybe a logic that I could get behind was that they wanted to see they wanted to draw a line in the sand and see who was riding with Trump no matter what. But even that didn't even prove anything. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of those people were waiting to see what was going to come out of it. And I honestly just stuck my neck out there. I was like, listen, I really just feel this was organic, that this was just a dust up. Because if you look at the behavior that was going on before this, Elon Musk got into a fucking physical altercation with Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary. He fucking shoulder checked him in the hallway of the White House, right? That was completely skilled. Then the reports coming out that he was taking drugs. Whether that was true or not, he was looking a little itchy there sometimes, bro. Like not wandering off, bringing his son into the into the Oval Office, even though it was cute, bro. It was actually inappropriate. The kid's wiping boogers on the Resolute desk, like, you know what I mean? Disrespect, So like things like that. And then and to look at it from Elon's point of view, it's frustrating. He's a CEO. He's not used to hearing no. He's not used to things slowing down for the bureaucracy of the government. He's used to getting shit done when he wants to get it done, and that's it. And he felt that he found all these cuts. Congress didn't do their job to put in the bill. But we have to talk about the bill. It's not on the list, but we're going to talk about that. But that bill, that's not the kind of bill this is. This is a reconciliation bill. This isn't a budget bill. This isn't a budget bill. That's not what this bill does. And that's the problem. That's the disconnect that Eli doesn't understand actually how politics work, right? Not how the actual pork is made. He understands from an outside perspective, and he's a truther and things like that. But if we get like that, that's what I think. And we do at the show. We get down to the nuts and bolts, bro. We get down to the nitty gritty about, some may think it's boring, but it actually is very important because this shit matters, bro. Like if you're going to go into an argument thinking that you know what you're talking about. And like Elon made himself look like a fool because number one, he's listening to the CBO, right? That's the Congressional Budget Office that's ran by anti-Trump hating Democrats, right? That's it's supposed to be nonpartisan, but what they pretty much do is they score the bill, right? They say what the bill's going to do, what it's not going to do, how much a deficit's going to add, how much deficit's not going to add. So they came out and they completely ignored the tariff revenue that we're going to be taking into the bill, right? So that goes into the deficit. If we're taking in money, that should go towards what we're spending, and it should balance out. So that finally they did. So Elon was going off of those numbers, off of the CBO numbers. Rand Paul is going off of the CBO numbers. Thomas Massey is going off of the CBO. But if you actually do the math yourself, if you actually get down to it and talk to economists that actually know what they're talking about, the tariff revenue is going to be 2.8 trillion in a year, right? We just made 22 billion in a month. It's going to be 2.8 trillion after this fiscal year. So if we spend 2 billion, that's going to be 800 billion surplus if you take into account that, right? So you have to take into account that we're making tons of money off the tariff. So Elon did that. So I think that frustrated Elon to the point where he was like, fuck, like I can't. He looks bad now too. Like he lost a lot. Tesla went down. He was getting his shit firebombed. The left fucking hates him to the point where they want him dead. So he felt like he put his neck on the line and it got chopped off. So if I look at all of that information, that was a natural dust up, bro. You know what I mean? Like it was. He got frustrated. And Elon's an emotional guy. He's like a child. He's autistic too, whatever. Socially awkward. And then he went out on Twitter and he called Trump out for being on the Epstein list, which he's since deleted. He's deleted because Gronk came in, his own AI. Gronk said that it was a false statement because there's absolutely no proof to suggest that. Actually, there's proof to suggest that Trump helped the FBI arrest Epstein. We've gone over this 100 times. Everyone knows the story. Obviously, we wouldn't support Trump. If we honestly thought he was on Epstein files, it would be over for him. But
it would have been full stop.
As truthers, we went and found the truth, right? So it was really weak of Elon to even do that, bro. To even like he knows, you know what I'm saying? Like, and technically, Trump is on the list because he was an associate. He borrowed the plane once when Epstein wasn't even on it with other people because his plane broke down. So technically, yes, but that doesn't mean. Obviously, it doesn't mean pedophile, right? So we know that. So by Elon deleting those tweets, I really feel like that showed. It was just a genuine flare-up. Now he's trying to act sorry. He's trying to get back into the good grace. He's retweeting what Trump is saying about the LA riots and stuff, and he's trying to slowly get back into MAGA. So I think it was just a genuine toss-up. But it's cool, bro. But you know what? This is a sign of a healthy democracy, a democracy in quotes. You know what I'm saying? Of a healthy party. Because if you have disagreements, that's what you want. We're not falling in line like the fucking left. Like they're literally Nazis the way they just fall in line and follow whoever they tell them. Whoever's at the top, we don't even know. It's people behind the scenes. At least the Republican Party, the face is Trump. You know who it is. You know who's calling the shots. That's what, and you can disagree with him. That's fine. But he's going to make the final decision.
That proves very well that Elon Musk was not president, like many people were saying.
Right. Yeah, right. Who's in control? Again, Trump shows who's in control. Right. Thank you.
Talking about what's happening with Trump right now, bro. War games, guys. The name of the episode says it right now. It's hot in LA. It's freaking hot. Boots on the ground.
My man's in the fucking fire, bro.
I'm in the fire, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I used to live in the city of Huntington Park, which is a little ghetto, if you ask me. One of the ghettoest cities in the county. And then I just recently moved to Southgate, which is neighbors. But the Southgate police do not mess around, bro. When they were trying to freaking break in, they started doing all the riot shit, throwing fireworks. They came in with freaking full force, bro. Stopped them right on their tracks. And that's just one city. Now, talk to me, bro. What's going on? What do you know about the riots? Everybody is on this shit
bro,
right
this
now.
Is what, so I came out and I said that this was a trap. I think it was last time we were just talking and when I talk to you, like my shit gets stirred, bro. My shit gets, I start cooking, because we started going back and forth. And if we look at it again, logically, not with magic, I'm not pulling this out of thin air. If you look at Trump's post, what he was saying on Truth Social, he progressively got more specific, right? He was like, what's going on in LA? But then he was like paid insurrectionists. He was literally saying what was going on, that people were being paid agitators, right? He said that again today at the press conference. So if we look at that, and then we look at the fact that he was doing the ICE raids in LA, knowing that the backlash was going to come. I think it's like 20% of LA is illegal immigrants. Of course, they're going to push back, right? So I think he knew that was going to happen, and that's why he had his finger on the trigger with the 2,000 National Guard troops, right? He was ready to go with that. Like before he even got that crazy, he was like, he went right over Gavin Newsom's head, bro. And he did that. So I think he was fully prepared. And he has plans, like Trump is always thinking 5 steps ahead. You know what I mean? So he knew that this was going to happen, right? So now Gavin Newsom was going to do what he was going to do. Bro, I'm telling you right now, the Democrats just lost the midterms. The
You think
Democrats
so?
just lost the
They
midterm.
needed that to impeach him.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm going on record right now. Can you just think of the political ads that are going to be running with LA burning again and them saying it was a peaceful protest again? And they can say it was George Floyd all over again. They think you're this
It's a
stupid.
nice
This is
publicity stunt.
law and order, bro. It's all about law and order. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, these are the war games that we have to play, right? Because we're facing wars on many fronts: the physical war, the mental war, the spiritual war, all of these things. So these are the tools that you have to use, right? You have to manipulate. You have to do these things sometimes, unfortunately. But I think that, that's part of it. Also, this is how you catch who's at the top, right? This is how you snare in a web. This is how you put out. So now Kristi Noem is on it. Dan Bongino is tweeting about how they're using all the technology that they can to find who's at the top. Trump just came out and said that they're absolutely. I just sent it to you. He did a speech today at Fort Bragg, and he just said that they're looking at all of this. That they are actually looking at who's at the top, who's the paid people at the top paying. And then if you look at Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, she's like literally a political active, like a political spy. Oh, bro, she was down with Castro in the 70s, with Fidel Castro in Cuba. She was working at a CIA cutout.
So she's been around
this
in and
is
out.
what she
as a rap
does,
sheet.
bro. This is what she knows people that she would know the groups that were paid agitators. Now you got people bringing in the bricks again. You got people bringing in face masks, body armor. This is all on camera, bro, and they're catching the people's faces that are doing it. So this is, you got to let it get a little bit chaotic, a little bit out of control to get your teeth in there, right? And now you got the Marines are coming in, 700 Marines. Now, why is that different than the National Guard? The Marines is part of the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency. That's the CIA of the military. That's top-notch intelligence right there. That's what General Flynn used to head, right? That shit is that's psychological warfare. That's all that shit. So those guys are in there now. They got the technology, facial recognition, fucking phone tapping, all that shit, bro. Radar, so all of it, bro. So that's why they're there. You know what I mean? And he pulled them real fucking quick, bro. And now this is coinciding with the military parade on June 14th.
That's a big one. That's a big connection.
And you got to bring Q into this, bro, because Q said that at some point, look for these things to happen to know what's going on, right? The Marines being deployed into California under the guise of riot control. Literally, Q said that. And that's what this is. Under the guise of riot control, we're sending in the 1st Battalion. And literally, Q said what battalions would be sent in, all of this shit, right? So these are things we're looking for. So I think something else is going on here, bro. It's not just what we're seeing. It's not just about a parade. It's not just about the National Guard. You know what I'm saying? I think this could be used as a smokescreen to make some arrests. There's over 100,000 unsealed indictments in this country right now. Who knows, bro? I'm just saying nothing is ever what it seems. And all of this coinciding at the same time, the military parade, the Marines being deployed in LA, the riots. Now the riots are going to supposedly spread all over the country. There's going to be a no kings riot, right? As opposed a no kings rally, whatever. It's going to turn into a riot. Are going to be protesting on the 14th. So what a perfect time to fucking get these people. You know where they are. They can't run. They can't hide. They're right there. I think we're going to see a lot of popping offs real soon, bro.
A lot of smoke, a lot of hurt emotions. Guys, I must say this, and I'm not going to take too much time away from Flash, but I'm going to say this. Guys, I live it's a very controversial moment, even for me, with my immediate family, with my neighbors, with my coworkers. People saw that post that we posted last time, about a couple of days ago, and they were like,
yeah, bro.
They, shout outs to Trump, Latinos for Trump also for reposting that shit, bro. Yeah. That people, and it's not about that post, it's about the message in the post, because many of us, there's a lot of us here that think about it the same thing, but we're too afraid to say anything because of the way our parents think, because of culture, because of our wives, because of our husbands, because of our kids, because of immediate people that live next to you, your job. And, these political conversations need to be had, need to be heard. And so, guys, by all means, I'm not saying that I'm heartless and I'm not a self-hating Latino, but this needs to happen. If the United States has no parameters, no legal entryway, no laws, nothing to uphold, it ceases to be a country. It's very simple 100%. To understand, bro.
100%, bro. And let me just say, bro, how proud I am of you, bro, that took bravery to put your face out there, to put your name on it. To not be afraid to make it be able to be remixed, and then it was shared by Latinos for Trump, which is almost a 500,000 follower account. And you deserve all the recognition for that, bro. That was awesome, man, for real.
Everybody that's sticking together and actually spreading the message also too, bro, because there's a lot of people. I'm not the only one that feels like that. If you go there, you see people saying a lot of fucked up shit, a lot of hate, and then a lot of support. And everybody that was putting up a flag, it shows you that we're not the only ones that think alike. Some of us are afraid. Some of us are entangled or compromised. We can't even speak about it, right?
Right. That's that silent censorship, right?
That silent
That
censorship.
self censorship. Yep.
Yeah,
100%, bro.
1000%. Okay, bro. Economic outlook. Hit me.
Okay, man. Listen, last couple times I was here, things were looking a little choppy. People were getting a little antsy and people were getting a little concerned with the tariffs. I said, let it play out. So give it 60 days, give it 30 days, give it 2 months. And here we are, right? So now the tariffs are paying off. First of all, we took in $22 billion this month alone on tariffs. We finally are making the deficit a little bit even. We're making the trade deficit. We cut the trade deficit in half in 100 days, unheard of. So that's all good, right? We're making money. But not only that, prices haven't gone up. Egg prices are down 60%. Gas prices lowest it is in 5 years. The border's secure. The housing market is fixing itself. The bond market is actually turning around. The 30-year bond market. That's what we look for your interest rates and things like that. So, there's the stock market isn't as really important as the bond market, actually. The bond is how confident investors, foreign countries are in the dollar and in your economy. So if that starts cratering, that's really bad. The bond market gets a vote. If that starts cratering, you'll see shifts. And I think that it was looking a little choppy there. And I think Trump saw that. He changed course a little bit. He brought China to the table. He lowered the tariffs to 10%. That actually helped a lot. And now they're claiming that, Trump is backing down. No, Trump is just being smart, bro. He's not going to put this country through too much pain if we can't handle it. You know what I mean? He saw the backlash. People weren't really with it like that. So he made a course correction. And that's a smart man that can do that, right? That just doesn't stick to he's not an ideologue. He's not like, hardcore this or hardcore that. He just wants to look best for the country, bro. That's it. And his economic vision is already paying off. So now it's been like 150 something days. Now we see the stock market has had the best May it ever had since 1990. Everyone said the stock market was crashing. No, so they said it was the worst. It was actually the fucking best. They said it was going to be, and it was literally the best.
1990, huh?
Since 1990, bro. And this is about to go bananas. So now, right now, China is in the 4th day of talks right now with top executives on both sides. That deal is going to get hammered out because China is fucking bleeding everything, bro. Their fucking dollar is collapsing. The real estate market is collapsing. Their manufacturing jobs are collapsing. Their exports are everything, bro. And we're doing just fucking fine because we take in from a lot of different countries. We make a lot of our own shit that people don't even realize. So I think this is all driving to buy more American, which was the whole point. Right now, the steel industry is booming because Trump made that deal. He put the steel tariffs on. People in Pennsylvania are going nuts over it. So he's just doing what he said he was going to do, bro. Like this is the thing, and people like you can't turn a cruise ship around in 1 second. It takes a while, but you got to slowly turn that bitch around, bro. And this is what we're doing. And Biden put us in such a bad position. I'm even surprised it's this quick that things are turning around. Because everyone said that we're going to have so much pain. And oh my God, it was going to be, bro, there wasn't that much pain. But the stock market went down. Some billionaires lost money. That was really about it, bro. My pocket didn't change. My prices didn't go up. I got a grocery store. I'm telling you, prices are down. Groceries are down. Everything is coming down, bro. So you might not feel it if you live in a high tax state, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. You might not feel it right now. So I think the economic outlook, it couldn't be better, bro. The trade deals haven't even been announced yet. India is about to announce their trade deal. That's, like I've always said, 1.4 billion people. That's a huge market that we're about to get into. They have some of the highest tariffs on our goods. They're going to bring all their fucking goods down, all their tariffs down. So boom, that's just going to wait till we do it with China, bro. I'm telling you, if anybody's into the stock market, get in now because the stock market is going to go to probably 50,000. It's at 42,000 right now. It'll go to 50,000 by the end of the year, 100%, bro.
The place where Joe Biden left the country in every sense is it's why it was so impactful when Trump came into office and then he started doing all his moves. That's why everybody was like in shock because we were just used to getting slammed all the time. What do you think?
And the thing is about those numbers, all of those hires were like 90% government jobs, taxpayer funded salaries, right? That they were doing. They expanded the government. And then the other 10% was foreign-born workers. So we were in a recession of American-born workers for 4 years, but they fudged the numbers by opening the borders, hiring illegals, and hiring people in the government. And then they just said, look, 280,000 jobs. Nobody was paying attention to the numbers where it was no manufacturing jobs, no private sector jobs, all government payroll jobs. That's not job growth. That's not growing the economy at all. So now when Trump comes in and you hear 180,000 jobs, that's 100% American-born workers, and it's 100% non-government workers because we're firing government workers. So even if you see the unemployment rate go up a little bit, it's because of the government employees being fired, not because of private citizens.
And the riots wouldn't look this bad if 4 million people didn't come in the last 4 years, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Bro,
It looks this bad because that's the amount of waves of people that walked in
exactly,
this
bro.
place.
And this is it. LA is proving why we need mass deportations. Like
Oh, yeah.
this is a perfect example, bro. And this is why it's going to be on every political ad at the midterms. It's going to say, look, we need more law and order, not less. If the Democrats get the House, they're going to do that. They're going to pull the strings. They're not going to give us border security money. They're going to do all this stuff. They're going to impeach it, bro. Just the script is writing itself, brother. You don't even have to have a strong Republican candidate, but you just get somebody out there that can talk a little bit good, you know, and is maybe a handsome or pretty, and we're good, bro. That's it.
In a sellout, like Newsom.
Yes, sir. Oh my God, bro.
Bro.
His political career is over. Newsom, I'm telling you right now, he wanted to be president in 2028.
Yeah.
Because of this, Trump ended his whole shit, and he just got caught in a lie. He said Trump never called him, right? Because Trump said he called him and warned him about it. And he never called me live. Trump fucking put out the call sheet and the log in his phone that they talked for 16 minutes. Caught in the lie, bro. And a judge,
you know what? Newsom is the type. He likes the stunts. He likes the camera, bro.
Yeah, he's a political operative too, bro. Listen, he's a smart motherfucker, slick motherfucker, bro. He really is. You gotta watch out for that one. But Trump knows exactly how to deal with this guy, bro. He was nice to him a little bit too, and then he hit him with the LA fires. He was like, listen, I would like he highlighted the mismanagement of the water, like that he could have had water back in the first term and he denied it, and then Trump forced the water and saved the day. Like, you know what I mean? So he knows how to. Can't fuck with Trump, bro. Trump does this, bro. Trump's been doing this.
And talking about cleaning house and watching for those operative. JFK is what's he doing?
RFK.
What's he doing? He's cleaning up house at the CDC, huh?
So this is what I wanted to see, you know, and people were a little concerned that, you know, he was going soft or he looked. Bro, it takes time, you know. He's got to weed out all the people in there, bro. He's just one guy, you know. And he came in. There's career bureaucrats that have been working there for 30 years under all different administrations that have hardcore beliefs that they feel they know better, that they can just wait Trump out, not do what he wants them to do, delay, do, you know, all these little tricks that they did in the first administration. That's what they did. That's why we couldn't get the shit done. He still got shit done, though. And now we're not playing. So RFK went in there. He fired all 17 members of the vaccine advisory board at the CDC.
Holy snap.
See you. That shit is unheard of, bro. You don't do that. Nobody does that, bro. But these are the people that pushed the fucking COVID vaccine. These are the people that said that healthy pregnant women needed the COVID vaccine with no substantial testing to say that. You know, we see the miscarriages skyrocket because of that. You know, and so RFK is doing what he can, bro. So he's going to fire them. He's going to get people in with, you know, that are like-minded, that understand the risks of vaccines. And hopefully this will change the childhood vaccine schedule, bro. This is a fight that's personal to me. You know, I have my son is vaccine injured, bro. And I refuse to get my other son, Enzo, vaccinated because of what happened to my first son. So now I can't put him in anything right now. I can't put him in daycare, nothing. So if they could change that, bro, that would be amazing. You know, it should be parents' choice. If your vaccine works, what does it matter if my kid has it? If you got it and you believe in it and it stops infection, what does it matter if the next man's got it? That's my personal, that's my risk that I'm willing to take with my son. If your son is not at risk, so why are you telling me what to do with mine? So I think, you know, there's an argument there to be made, you know. So I think this is what we want to see, bro. And, you know, you take that with all of the other firings we're seeing at all of these other agencies. We just won a huge case at the Supreme Court that Trump can, in fact, continue firing all these people. Mass layoffs. The Department of Education is about to be shut down, bro. This is promises made, promises kept. And this is my message to the people out here. So many people are so just frustrated because they're so focused on one or two things: the Jeffrey Epstein files and Israel, and Israel. And for the people that are anti-Israel, but it's like you guys are sounding Israel first. Like you guys claim that Trump, you guys are putting Israel first in everything when there's so many other things going on in this administration, in this country, domestically. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other things, bro. So, you know, you get so one-sided, one warped mind that you're missing the whole thing. We cannot let perfection be the enemy of good. You know, and we can talk about in 4 years, if we didn't see things, then it's a failure. You can't say it's a failure in the first fucking 160 days, bro. Like these guys are just getting in there. These guys are just getting warmed up. You know, we're just finding out, you know, still who's in the bureaucracy, who needs to get fired. Like, you know, there's still a lot of shit moving parts going on. And even still, we're still seeing all of the major promises kept. And I keep saying that we're handling things in the order of necessity, in the order of immediate problem, right? Yes. Financially, we got to get our border in order. We got to get that bill passed. We got to do these things. The border had to get secured. That shit happened in fucking 2 weeks. Nobody wants to talk about that, how much of a success that was. That was our biggest gripe. We were huge at the border, bro. And that shit like that, we didn't need a new bill. We didn't need nothing. We needed a new president, and that was it. We got one, and he did what he said he was going to do. So I have no doubt. Why would he do all of the other things that he said he was going to do, but then not do these things? It's just that these things, other things, take a little bit of time. Maybe there's some things going on behind the scenes. Maybe Trump is using the Epstein files as a blackmail card against other foreign leaders to get fucking trade deals.
Reverse blackmail.
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
Blackmail.
That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta let him cook, bro. He's been cooking. He's been showing who he is.
Mm.
And you know what I'm saying? And this is not even fanboy. This is just logical shit, bro. I'm just telling you what the man done. That's it.
Word.
That's all I'm doing.
We have patience and persistence, bro.
That was,
Lock it
yes,
in.
exactly, bro. Because I guess, like I was saying, I think I see a lot of frustration in the movement. And that's been my message for so long, was patience. During the Biden administration, I said, we're going to get to where we want to go. We're going to win this election. They're not going to steal it. You know what I'm saying? So I think I've earned a little bit of trust, right? Just, we're going to get what we want to get. But it's not going to happen when we want it to happen. Just because it doesn't happen today doesn't mean it's not going to happen tomorrow. Just because it's not happening on our timeline doesn't mean it's not happening, right? And then so you can actually create this reality that you want, because you're so obsessed with it not happening. Your algorithm will show you things that are not happening. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden things will pop up, and you'll completely change your perspective of having this 40,000 foot view of everything. All of a sudden you're fucking tied into this Israel, Jeffrey Epstein shit. And if you don't get that, it's over. And then meanwhile, you're missing the whole cake, bro. You know what I mean? So that's why I say patience, persistence. It's important. Don't gas yourself out. We have 3.5 years. We have a lot of time. You know, the chairs are still being moved around, brother. You know, so patience, persistence.
That's right. That's right. Now, Flash, you came, you conquered. This was an easy show, a very well put together show. You had your ducks in a row. We're rocking it out. And it's a very sensitive time. Again, guys, I need you guys to check out Flash. He's posting daily posts, and he's basically a political blogger. He's always kicking ass. Flash, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. I'm over on Instagram. Restrictions lifted. Flashy_news1. Come check me out. I've got an X too, Flashy News 14, and True Social, Flashy_Truth. Let's get it, bro.
That's right. Make sure you check them out, ladies and gentlemen. Drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Peace. Thank you, Flash.